Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to Matchday 3 of my Champions League predictions. Now, there's no Thog Dad, but there's no problem because we are off somewhere very special. Here's the clue. We're going to get straight into it with the first match on Tuesday night. That's Galatasaray versus Bayern. But before I do, hit the like button. We haven't hit 10k likes in a while, and when the Champions League comes around, there's no bigger tournament in the world. Let's speak about Galatasaray. They are the real Champions League shock this year. After they got their 3-2 win at Old Trafford, absolute scenes in the away end. Zaha, what a man. And then they came back from a 2-0 result against Copenhagen. They were looking like they were going to lose. They scored 2 goals. So they've got real fight in the tournament. They're at home. It's going to be a massive atmosphere. I've been there before. Went to Galatasaray, Barcelona last year. Very difficult place to go. There are points needed, and they're actually now 17 matches unbeaten. People writing off the Turks easy because Bayern have got great players. Yes, they do. But will they travel well? It's not going to be easy. Bayern have scored 2 or more goals, though, in all of their away fixtures this year, which is a total of 6. So will they do it again? I don't think so. It'll be the first time they won't. Galatasaray won, Bayern Munich won. A massive point for the Turks if they want to sneak second place. Inter versus RB Salzburg now. It's the Italians versus the Austrians. And this Italian side has never lost to an Austrian club in their history. Let's be real. Inter Milan, they're a very good team. They made a Champions League final last year. They've strengthened in some ways and they've lost a couple players. But most of all, now they're in a difficult situation because there's only 1 point between the top 3 clubs in Group D. If they want to get to knockout rounds like they did last year, this is a must-win match. And I think they'll do it. I think they will turn up. But the real man I think will be the danger man in this game is Dumfries. His pace down the right flank is going to be dangerous. They're going to sneak it 2-1. Salzburg, average, youngest team in the Champions League. They'll come fighting, but I don't think they have enough against the Inter Milano. Manchester United versus Copenhagen. Now United sneaked a 2-1 win over Sheffield United. 1-1 at one point. I genuinely thought they'd bottle it again. Now this game, I see it as a great opportunity to get 3 points if they want to get to the knockouts. Copenhagen aren't as good. We know they have less world-class players. They understand each other and they're fighters. If Manchester United get their act together, they should get the result. But I'm going to pause my prediction for a second because I want to speak about something a little bit more serious. Now, this is the first match at Old Trafford since the real sad. It was sad for me as a massive England fan. As much as people say that Bolton don't like Manchester United and there's a rivalry there, that goes out the window when moments like this happen. Sir Bobby Charlton passed away. And I just want to say a few facts just to remember him. 249 goals for the Red Devils. He survived in the Munich disaster. He won them the Champions League in 1968, or the European Cup when they called it there. They beat Benfica 3-1. He scored 2 goals. I think a lot of people of this generation aren't respecting how much of a legend that guy is. And it's going to be tough for a lot of those Manchester United fans who have been there through the years or watched the highlights or know the club very well and know how much he means to building the structure of what Manchester United is today. On paper, the biggest team in the world. The atmosphere there is going to be emotional. And hopefully the players will feel it and they'll want to fight and they'll want to prove to the fans that, do you know what, we're going to do this for him today. And I think they will. Rashford and Højlund both to get a goal, which is great for their confidence. They need that. And they're going to beat Copenhagen 2-0. Sevilla versus Arsenal. Now, this is a massive game. Last season, I went to Sevilla versus Manchester United. And I can tell you one thing. This Spanish side on the South Coast love getting results against English teams. They've got 5 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. That's an unbelievable record against English clubs, which usually outweigh them on talent and transfer value and market price, right? So, although Sevilla haven't been great in the league, they held Madrid out for a 1-1 draw, and they showed they can stomach the big hitters. Under new manager Diego Alonso, I'm seeing potential. They've got confidence. And I've got a feeling they're just going to beat Arsenal. I think they're going to beat them. A tough place to go, and they put those away fans right in the upper tier. Arsenal fans, if you're travelling, mate, you're going to have a good view of the pitch, but you're going to be far from the pitch. And the atmosphere is going to be about the Spaniards. White and red. 2-1 win. Yusuf En-Nesyri to score the winner. Now it's time for the other part of the group. It's Lens against PSV. Huge game. You're probably thinking, Theo, this isn't a massive game. It's just a French club doing all right in Ligue 1 who runners up last year against PSV. PSV need to win. Look at the group. Lens have a 6 successes run without defeat, but I think it ends here. Luke de Jong will be too much for them. 7 goals PSV have scored in the last 2 matches, and I know that's in the Netherlands, but they can't. What else are they meant to do? Score less goals? I mean, they've knocked themselves in. They're looking good, and they haven't got a result yet in the Champions League, and they need points on board if they want to find a way through. It's now or never for them. Luke de Jong with the winner. 1-0 win to PSV. Over to Portugal, and you know what I always say, when a Portuguese side play a Spanish side, it is mental. Braga versus Real Madrid. Now, Braga, let's give it to him. Since losing 2-1 in the Champions League opener against Napoli, they've won their last 5 matches in a row, including Union Berlin away. Now, we're only 3 game weeks into the Champions League, and they're really laughing. They've not hosted a Spanish opposition at home since August 20 2010. So watching Real Madrid go there, it's going to be a sold-out crowd. The atmosphere is going to be mental. Real Madrid had a disappointing 1-1 draw to Sevilla last week. Ancelotti he said he was fairly impressed. He's not happy at all. He's going to bounce back. This is Los Blancos. The guys turn up when need be. The ones that won the Champions League historically more than anyone else. And with players like Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr. fit and ready to go, they're going to win. 2-0. Now over to Germany. Now, it's not quite Halloween yet, but things are looking very scary for Union Berlin after losing 3-0 at home to Stuttgart at the weekend, extending their competitive losing streak to 8 games. Could we see a Halloween shock with a massive win against Napoli? I don't know. Trick or treat, they're taking the tricks. Napoli have won each of their last 3 European trips versus Bundesliga sides. Union Berlin fans are great, but they're not playing in Union's Forestier, the famous small ground, because they're extending it, making it bigger. Future Champions League years, if they qualify again, they're having to play at Hertha Berlin Olympiastadion, which is not where they want to be. They can't really grasp the atmosphere. So, I'll be real. I think Napoli win. 2-1. Kvara with the winner. He's going to end that goal drought, I'm telling you. Now, before we continue on to some of Wednesday's crackers, smash the like button. But we've got one more match on Tuesday night. It's Benfica against Real Sociedad. Now, Benfica can't buy a draw or a win in the Champions League, which is crazy to think last year they were in the quarterfinals. Enzo Fernandez. Keeping João Mario, you'd have enough talent, but it's just not the same. Something isn't working, and at least a point against Sociedad at home is needed. Rafa Silva loves a home goal, though, and I think he'll score. He's got 7 of his home goals out of his 11 this season, so he's going to get another one in the Champions League. But I don't think they're going to win. 1-1 draw. Feyenoord versus Lazio. This is going to be... I mean, Josh, you're editing this video, mate. Be safe if you're going to this game. It's going to be fiery. You just can't predict who's going to win. Could be Lazio. Could be Feyenoord. What I can base it off is this. They've got 1 point that separates this group between first and third. Every point matters. If someone wins this, that could determine who makes the Champions League knockouts already. Even though Matchday 3, it makes a massive difference. Santiago Jimenez has a knock, so he won't be available. That's a massive loss for Feyenoord. He's one of the best up-and-coming strikers, like, without just saying it. The Mexican is unbelievable. So will they have enough in the tank and that squad without him? That's a big question, because in the league they look good. I'm just going to sit on the fence. I can't call this game. Could go either way. It's one of them. Feyenoord could turn up with the Kuip atmosphere. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. But Daichi Kamada to get the away goal. Barcelona versus Shakhtar. Now remember, they're not playing at the new camp. They're redoing it. They're making it better or worse. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But they're playing at the capital of Catalonia stadium. The man everyone's talking about, Marc Guiu, 17 years old, scored the winner in the league on the weekend. Everybody expects that Xavi's going to play him in the Champions League because Shakhtar at home is a very winnable game. Barcelona have enough to absolutely hammer them, and I think they will. I think they'll score 3 or more goals. I'm going to say 3-0. I'm sorry to the Ukrainians. Over to Scotland now, to Glasgow Green to be precise. It's Celtic against Atletico Madrid. And you know what? They've reached the point of no return, Celtic, after both of their opening 2 group matches being losses. They need to win this. And you know what? I think they will. This is when Kyogo is going to drop a masterclass. He's going to score in the 82nd minute, and they're going to win 1-0. Believe me, Celtic fans, get behind them, because you will be the 12th man in this game. Diego Simeone will be fuming. Griezmann, Morata, no chance. They won't be able to handle it there. This is the match where the fans have to win it. Call me a mug, but remember I said that. Wednesday night, it's going to be limbs. Over to the big group. This is what people want me to talk about. It's PSG against AC Milan. The Parisians failed in Newcastle. They were a disgrace. Mbappe dropped a howler, but he knew in the back of his mind, if they beat AC Milan at home, they can still go through to the knockouts. That's what they have to do on Wednesday night. If Newcastle beat Dortmund, which is likely, 3 points either way in this match almost settles the group. I think Mbappe is the difference. I'm sorry, AC Milan fans, you were brilliant over in Dortmund. I met a lot of you guys. I just think PSG edge you. I could be wrong. Fabian Ruiz and Mbappe to score 2-1 win. And watch out for Lee Kang too, he's going to be creative. Over to the northeast, and it's Newcastle. Borussia Dortmund, the 2 big hitters. Could this be the time that Newcastle prove to be the number 1 in the group of death, and Dortmund be the number 4? That's what's could happen, and I'll be real with you, I'll get straight to it. I'm going to predict it. Sean Longstaff isn't going travelling. A full-strength Newcastle team. Maybe even better than the team they played against PSG. So hopefully that helps them, and I think it will. 3-1 win. Yes. Almiron. Jacob Murphy is going to score. Remember I said this. Jacob Murphy is going to score against Dortmund. The money that you got from Bellingham and Haaland over the years has not been reinvested into world-class talents. And until you do that, I don't think you can play against the likes of PSG or Newcastle away. It's going to be difficult. Over to Germany now, where RB Leipzig are facing a difficult fixture. Red Star Belgrade at home. Leipzig have done well to take results where they can. But This one is going to be a slight upset. I think Red Star realised that if they don't win this game or draw, they're out the group. It's done. I have a sneaky feeling that Red Star will sit back, take their one chance, and it'll be a 1-1 draw. If you're a Red Star fan and you're a Serbian, you've got to go there. You've got to be noisy. You've got to be passionate. Young Boys against Manchester City. Now, guys, are we really going to predict this game? It's so obvious that Switzerland club of Young Boys is going to be battered by Man City. Rodri's back. Alvarez is on fire. Haaland is cooking. Young Boys 0, Manchester City 5. I'm telling you, Rico Lewis will probably play the attacking mid-role as well. He's too good. They're going to go there and they're going to smash it. Royal Antwerp versus Porto now. I'll be real. I think Antwerp are finished. And FC Porto need points to get in the group if they want to find a way out. That Taremi lad up top, he's such a beast. He makes such a difference. So I fully back that he could sneak a goal and help them win 1-0 here. I could be a mug, but I think the Portuguese side are going to take all 3 points in Belgium. I want to see the comments. Let me know where you think I'm going. Thank you for watching. It's going to be an incredible week of Champions League football. I'm sorry I can't be at any of the games, but we will be back shortly. Enjoy it and take a look out on the channel where we're going next. Bye-bye.